Welcome to Coull Discussions. We're going to ask the question that Barry asked a couple of weeks ago. Why does everybody hate the Jews?
I don't remember asking that question.
We're talking about in the episode of Obama's giant FU, and then you asked the question, why does everybody hate Jews?
Go check out that episode.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go watch the episode too.
Just to remind
myself of why I asked that question, because I can't remember.
No.
So why does everybody hate the Jews?
Because you're Jewish.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Tune in tomorrow for...
Tune in tomorrow.
Okay. Unfortunately, the answer is because they're Jewish. The complicated answer, there's a lot more nuance to it. And it also depends on who you ask, too.
I don't hate the Jewish people. Not at all. I don't have any problem with them.
I don't hate Jewish people either. I think you'll find a lot of people in Western nations as a whole.
As long as you don't come to my door and start trying to solicit me to your whatever Judaism or whatever Judaism or what is it called, that Judaism? Judaism. Sorry for being so naive. But
when it comes to religion, I'm not well versed. I'm not the most well versed person when it comes to religion either, and I am religious. So
doesn't that tell you something about religion, everybody?
What, well versed?
Somebody who's religious isn't well versed. Anyways, back to why people hate the Jews. I don't know. I always hear about like people always talking about Israel and stuff like that, and I go, what did they ever do?
Well, that's...
What is it, because they did something 1,200 millenniums ago that we're talking about?
That's the thing. The reason why people hate the Jews depends on who you happen to be asking. Why white people hate Jews, I have no idea.
Is it kind of like the natives in North America? Like, a lot of people dislike the natives, because they're native and they get privileges. Do the Jewish people get privileges? Okay. I don't think any Jewish people in Canada get privileges.
No,
right?
I don't think
Israel.
I don't think it's a sense of privilege. It's a sense of some people have associated guilt with Judaism because of what Hitler did to them. Because he did try to exterminate the Jewish population, which he did. He pretty much killed all the European Jews, except for those who managed to escape. So there's that sense of, you have to feel bad for them. Somebody actually actively tried to kill them in recent history.
I can see that, but why? I think we live in the past a little too much sometimes. I think we have to recognize the past. I think we have to acknowledge that it was there, and take the lesson from it.
Well, okay, that's the thing. Correct. We have to take a lesson. We don't have to use the past as a crutch. And as well, the extermination of the Jews in Germany during World War II did help create the modern state of Israel. So, in the grand scheme of things, it's a horrible way to look at it. They got their homeland, which was Israel, which is Israel now. Now, Israel now is pretty much in the same place that Israel way back in antiquities used to be. So, they got their homeland back, and it was done...
It just seems like a lot of the problems revolve around Israel, the state or country, whatever it is of Israel. It seems like a lot of terrorism or wars or conflicts, whatever you want to call them, revolve around something to do with them.
Okay, so
from trying to take their land.
From a religious aspect, so Christianity, Judaism, the Jews are God's chosen people. He has a grand scheme, an end plan for them, which he has yet to enact. But part of that end plan requires them having a homeland. So having that homeland there was a necessary evil in God's plan. Mm-hmm. Now, if you don't take it from a religious aspect, giving the people their homeland back to them after it had been taken away from them for so long is kind of a nice thing.
Who owns it?
That's the thing.
Who owns that land?
Here's the thing. Israel was given back to the Jewish people in as much of a legitimate way as you could. In regards to taking a large swap of land and going, here, this is somebody's state now. What you'll find a lot of the problem is in the Middle East, there's a lot of problems with the Palestinians versus the Israel. Now, the big claim is that Israel stole the land from from Palestine. Now, before 1890, there wasn't a Palestine. There was no country. There was no people. There was nothing. That whole area used to belong to the Ottoman Empire. And then after World War I, the Ottoman Empire collapsed because they had lost the war. The British took it over. They named an area of land that included parts of Syria, Lebanon, Egypt, and they labeled that whole area as Palestine. After World War II, they took a chunk of that. They turned it into Israel. Part of it went to Syria and became Syria. Part of it became Jordan and became Jordan. And then part of it became part of Egypt, which became Egypt. And then after World War II, I think it was 1947, the State of Israel was officially recognized as a country in the world by the UN. And then everything went to hell from there.
I don't understand. I'm just so, honestly, I'm so lost and so I have my head in the sand on this, and I just go...
Well, and that's the thing.
Because sometimes you hear in the news, Israel something, and you're like, what? What did Israel do? Why is somebody throwing a bomb at them?
And that's the thing. It's, okay, it's a desire for the Arabs. All of Arab kind is almost... united in their hatred of the Jewish people. They want to get rid of them.
For what? What do they hate them for? Because of what they believe in?
Yeah. It has to do with a combination of religion and politics. Okay? The politics comes from the Palestine say, this was our land, this was always our land, we want it back, and the only way we'll get it back is to get rid of all the Jews. The Jews who wanted their homeland back said, we actually have a historical claim to this. We got it back through mostly legal...
Mostly legal.
Okay. The mostly legal aspects was Israel was created legally through acceptance through the world, through the UN. Parts of what, after a little while, the Arab countries surrounding Israel they attacked it.
Just leave them alone. Why don't we just leave them alone? Let them just do what they do. Just let them live. I don't understand it.
That's where a lot of the things start to come in. Is people are saying, it's like, oh, why do people hate the Jews? It's like, why do people hate the Jews? It's like, you know what? All you have to do is leave them alone. Okay, first off, Israel is the only democratic country in the Middle East.
What would happen if we just left everybody alone? I wonder if we just, said, as Western people, and we just went, we're not sending anybody over there, nothing, no money, no nothing, we're just going to leave you guys alone, we're going to let you guys, haven't those people over there been fighting for millions of years, or whatever, thousands of years in some people's eyes? But what if we just went, okay, as the U.S., as North America, we just went, okay, and the Europe, we just went, okay, you know what, guys? It's like that drunk uncle. We try the intervention and it doesn't work. You've left for rehab, and we go, okay, all right, well, this is our bottom line. We're sitting here today because we love you, because we don't want to see you hurt yourself anymore.
And there's been examples of that between Israel and the Palestinians, called the David Accords, or the David Accords. Trying to make peace between the two countries. And
sounds like something from the Bourne Identity movie.
Well, yeah. Unfortunately, the easy answer to the question is because they're Jewish. The more nuanced answer to the question is it's. The Arabs have hated the Jews.
It's a whole bunch of crap that nobody cares about, probably.
Well, and that's the thing. There's too much gray in that sense. People say, oh, the Israels are settling land that doesn't belong to them. It's like, well,
is anybody on it? Is anybody on this land?
No.
Well, then how come I can't just go and go, well, I'm going to use this land for us?
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is like, until the Palestinians get their heads out of their ass and go, we have a government, this is what we're going to start doing, and start negotiating with Israel, Israel is doing what they want to do.
Is that what Trump wants to do? He wants to go over there and No, he doesn't want to make peace. He wants to destroy everybody. Never mind. He wants to destroy the ISIS, and that's ISIS over there, right?
Yeah, ISIS is in the area.
I can't even follow all these terror groups. I can't even follow all these conflicts. I don't even know who's bumming who's mad at who. I feel like I'm watching an episode of The Kardashians sometimes when I turn on the news, and I go, who tweeted what? Huh?
And
who's Trump kicking out of the country?
It's one of those things. If the Arabs are pissed at the Jews because they've always been pissed at the Jews. The Arabs have had a hatred of them for like 600 years. They've killed them for that long. They've ran them onto the lands, etc., etc. The hatred still exists today. We don't know why. It just does. The Palestinians, if they had agreed to peace when the UN had said, we're making Israel and we're going to give Palestinians this area and we're going to give Jews this area, and the Jews said, yeah, we're going to do this, and the Palestinians said, no, we're going to kill all the Jews. So it's
a big question on why I don't understand. I'm just like...
And then you have one side saying, oh, they did this, and you have the other side going, oh, they did this, and you never know who's telling the truth, who's lying, who's full of it.
Everybody's full of it. Why can't we just, do people not get it? We're just here to live a life. Our lifespan in comparison to the world is so small. Really, you want to sit your whole life being angry, throwing rockets at each other? Or whatever, bombs or whatever, guns shooting each other. It makes no sense.
Stabbing, driving trucks, people. It's one of those.
Every day we wake up, somebody drove over somebody. You're like, for what? Why? These guys were celebrating something and you didn't agree with. Why don't you just stay at home that day?
And that's the thing. Because okay, here's a question for you. If your government said if you went and killed Americans and you were captured or killed, your family would be taken care of financially, would you do it?
No.
Okay.
What did the but did they hurt my family first?
Say no.
No, then I wouldn't.
What if they had?
Then I would think about it. Yes.
Okay. That's the nuanced thing in Israel, is that because the Israelis are taking over not their land, the Palestinians are going, this is our land, and the Israelis are going, well, recognize us as a country, and you can have your land back. Till then, we're going to just take over.
It sounds like everybody needs a timeout. Go put your timeout hat on.
And that's the thing.
Corner.
It's one of those things of also because of who's in charge. Because everybody that's in the hierarchy in both countries thinks their ideas are right. 40 and up. They have that they have a sense of old school mentality. So it's like they remember the times when were hard, and they were there when they had rockets shoot at them and went, I have a grudge against you. And yet young people are growing up and they're not. They don't have necessarily
people hold grudges too much. People can't just let go of things and get over things.
This is why there's a lot of hoopla about Russia, because there's so many old grudges from the old school people, from the Cold War. And
hey, Trump Russia, you guys did nothing to me. I don't care.
Yeah, and Trump is like, we should have relations with Russia, and then all the old school people are like, no, we can't.
Why shouldn't we? They're one of the biggest countries in the world. It doesn't make any sense. Why can't people just exist and understand that they're not going to agree on everything, and just exist and just get along and just put it all behind me? It just makes me. I still don't know why everybody hates the Jews.
And even though I follow the news, I follow the politics, I still don't understand why. I still don't understand.
I can't even watch the news anymore. I can't even watch the news anymore. Because you watch one news thing. I've been watching CNN a little bit, and I watch it and I go, no, you suck. So I turn on another one. I go, no, you suck. And I turn on another one. I go, no, you still suck. Because you're just coming from your point of view. You're not looking at it from all areas.
With this thing, I go on there and I flick through the news feed, and all it is like, Trump is a disaster, Trump is a disaster, Trump is a disaster. I'm like, holy crap, people, he hasn't even started yet, and you're calling him a disaster.
We ask, Why did everybody hate the Jews and we end up on Trump? What?
Yeah, it's...
Does Trump hate the Jews? I don't think he even mentioned Jews, the Jewish people.
He says
I feel
Israel
like I'm
is their ally, and he wants to strengthen that.
I feel like I'm being rude by calling them Jews. I should be saying Jewish. I apologize. I really do. I don't mean to, like...
We're not trying to belittle. It's just a...
No, it's just a weird thing, because a lot of times you hear about, like, Israel and Jewish people, or not Jewish people, but, like, the Jewish religion being an issue over in the Middle East and the root of problems. And I guess when we were talking about Obama, I said, why does everybody hate the Jews? And it's still, I have no idea. I'm just so confused. I don't...
And we didn't really clear it up. We just made it muddy. And that's the problem with politics and religion when they mix, is everything gets muddied.
Politics and religion shouldn't be mixed. You shouldn't bring religion into politics and politics into religion. They should be a separate entity.
But
because they're too...
If a person is religious, they're going to bring their religion into politics.
And that's bad. I think it's bad because you can't because
you're asking a person to deny a part of themselves. In which case, if you take religion out of politics, you're having non-religious people in politics.
No, you don't have to have non-religious. You just have somebody who has to be able... When you enter an office you're a public office, you can't take your views of that and force them onto the majority.
Oh, no, okay. I agree with that. It's just... It's not a bad thing to look at the world through a view of religion.
It's not, no.
Because in some cases, religion is actually really helpful.
Imagine if a gay man took an office and when everybody has to be gay. It'd be almost the same type of thing, right? Would it not?
I agree. I'm not saying a person in religion should go in and say everybody has to be X religion. I'm just saying they can view the world through a sense of religion and go, well, you know what? Abortion can be a bad thing. Right?
We're going to be talking about something like this coming up this week. We will be, because of what happened and is happening in the United States.
Yes.
Don't forget to like,
comment, subscribe,
and tell us why everybody does not like the Jewish people.
Yeah, tell us why you don't, for that matter.
Do or don't, for that. Because I'm confused. I don't even know how this topic came up. Really,
you asked a question. Maybe you didn't really mean it. I'm just answering it because I wanted to talk.
No, it's fine. Like I'm just. You do hear a lot about that being the center of the conflict over in that area, and so like it's just, to me, I'm like, aren't they just trying to be a country?
Yeah.
Aren't they just trying to be left alone?
Yeah.
Or are they part of the problem? Who knows? Maybe it's like that little brother, like the instigator. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, guys. Yeah. See you later.
Goodbye.